Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. So today, the video request, people have been requesting this video for a long time. I've been getting questions, so many things. Also, don't mind the voice because I've been sick. It's funny because I've been pushing this video off for like 2 weeks now. There's no way that I can push this off anymore because I want to make it and people have been asking, so I'm here to deliver. So I'm going to do that as we do a little makeup today. Version for today's makeup is Mean Girls, since the movie just came out. Side rant, I've already seen it and oh my god, I love it. It's not as good as the first movie, but because I've never seen the on-stage Broadway musical, the movie musical was actually really, really good. So I liked it. I personally liked it. I've also been told that if you've seen the musical, like Broadway musical, that you wouldn't like the movie as much, which I totally get because it's not the same. And I compared the music from both, and it's definitely not the same, but I believe they did really good. So, yeah, today's inspo is Mean Girls makeup. So we're going to do a little pink eye thing going on. So everybody has been asking about my breakup story, which is, to be honest, that's like a middle school, hey guys, get ready with me and talk about my breakup story. I don't mean it like that. I mean as like a lot of people knew about my relationship, and so it was very weird and random for us to just not be together. And so there's a lot of people who are in tune with our relationship, so they just want to know. So do some makeup, just chill with you guys, right? So for the sake of this video, I'm not using any names that are real. They're going to all be code names, okay? I'm not, throwing anybody under the bus, but let's get started. So to start off today, I use this moisturizer. It works very well for my face. And then I went ahead and put the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer on already. Just let it dry down, let it get a little sticky. And then also I went and put a little lotion on my nose because it's peeling. It's a little dry. It's dry where I'm at, dry air. So I went ahead and did that. So first off, we're going to start with my Maybelline Eraser Concealer. I normally put a little bit of this on, just on I have a little mirror down here, just a little on my problem areas. This one, I've used this before in the past, and they've come out of the thing evenly, but for this one, it's just not working for me for some reason. I don't know if I did something to it while opening it, which is probably a user error, but I'm just not even gonna worry about it because it's a great product and I love it. And I take my beauty sponge and I'm just gonna blend that in. So to start off with the story, let's call my ex-boyfriend. His code name is going to be James, okay? It's not his real name, okay? It's not even close to his real name, okay? And then we're going to call my friends. I have a few friends that are involved in the story, so we have A. We're going to say A, B. Those are two of my friends, A and B. And then I'll name some more as I go down the line. So how it started was we got together. I'm a senior now in high school, about to graduate, thank God. But we actually got together our freshman year in March 27th to be exact. At first, he didn't want to be together because he didn't want to be labeled. He didn't want to have a label. So it was kind of like the talking stage for the longest time. And then it was just one of those things where it's like, I couldn't do it anymore. I just hate stuff like that. And so we actually decided to get together. And at that point, I didn't know if it was going to last. But I just wanted to see. Also, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 105 Fair Ivory. So I'm also going to take my beauty blender and get that all on my face. He was having some home situations. I'm not going to talk about that because that is not my business to talk about. And I'm not that type of person to spread business like that. So he's just had some home family stuff going on around that time. And so we got together at that time and it just was not the best, but we made it work. And literally I would do anything for him. Like I really did like him. And the fact that I've actually known him since 6th grade because we had band class together before he quit. So I knew him for the longest time. And by that point, we knew each other for at least 4 to 5 years. So it wasn't like we were strangers or anything. We were actually really good friends, and we hung out before we got together. Like, we were hanging out and we would talk about it. Because our other friend, it was a different friend, so let's call her friend C, right? Friend C was dating this other friend that we had at the time. So he hung out with us and everything, and it was like a whole thing. So they were together, we all hung out. It was a whole junior high, 9th grade experience, freshman experience. And we did find that we did like each other, so that's when we got together, and everything was good. And before we knew it, it was actual high school time, because we were in junior high for freshman year, because our school is like divided weird. So we were actually in high school our sophomore year, so we were dating, and it wasn't off and on, but we started to fight a lot because he just didn't feel appreciated, and I felt bad. So we fought a little bit more than I think we needed to, and our honeymoon phase passed very quickly, which is fine. Like, I get it. So it passed. It was fine. We never really broke up. We weren't off and on. We were literally together the whole time, and we did threaten to break up a few times, but that's a little bit later in the story. But it was fine, and we gained some friends in our sophomore year, and then before we knew it, it was like he had more family problems that year. And then we joined our winter guard. We, band, color guard. We had winter guard, so we joined that. And I actually made him do it with me. Turns out he was really, really good. He was honestly better than me. Our junior year came around, so we decided, hey, let's audition for color guard. I was already in band, so I was like, I want to do color guard instead of playing the clarinet. I played the clarinet. So instead of playing the clarinet, I was like, I want to do color guard. That would be so much better. It would be so fun. And it was. So he did it with me. We had so much fun, but there was too much drama between us and the band directors and us and the people on the team. And it was just a lot of stuff. And I think half of it was my problem, because he was like the center of, the attention for me. Like, he was my everything, my world and stuff. And so, James was, my person. I think that caused so many issues for all of us, just because, you don't want to have someone be the center of attention all the time, So fast forward, in the middle of junior year, we actually had a class together at the beginning, but in the middle of the year, we switched classes. We switch classes in the middle of the year every year, but because we have a block schedule, which is weird. But we had another class together, which was chemistry. So that was fun. I mean, having a class with him, I was like, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be so fun. Now, to be honest, I only passed chemistry because of him. He's very smart. I will admit, he's very, very smart. The class wasn't the best, but the teacher was so sweet. Oh, I love my teacher. I loved her so much, and I see her every day still. She's a queen for real. She's so sweet. But it was just one of those things where I was just so mad at him all the time for some reason. And then he seemed so mad at me, and he would actually clap back at me. And it just wasn't working out, kind of thing. But we made it work. We actually really did love each other, and we made it work. That was the whole thing. Alright, so next I'm going to take my Fit Me concealer in 05 Ivory. This one is a lighter shade, but I do have a concealer which is tan, which is fair, that I use, which is the same shade as my skin, as well as the foundation. So I'm just going to take that and apply it to my highlight areas here on my chin, my forehead, and I apply it down here and up, down here. We passed, junior high, past that, and we get to our senior year, okay? Senior year is good. We start off great. I'm so in love. Literally, I had a hair appointment one day, and my aunt showed up that I haven't seen in years. She showed up, and she was there, and we got to talking, and it was a surreal experience. It was just she was asking about him and everything. I literally sat there so confidently and told her, I was like, he's the one. Like, I know that's weird to say it's like a senior in high school, and I know that only 5% out of 100% high school relationships last throughout their life, but I really wanted to be one of that 5%. Like, I just had so many dreams, and, you know, it was just one of those things. I just wanted to last, and it was so cute, right? And we went to prom together our junior year, and it was perfect. It was my dream relationship, and just everything that I wanted for one. Even though we did have our flaws and our days and everything, everyone has those. It's not always going to be perfect. So, you know, it was my dream relationship, honestly, and I was heartbroken when it ended. It's funny because I told her he's the one, and literally not even 2 weeks later it happened. But getting to that, I'm gonna bring this up now. We were friends with this girl. The girl, if you didn't know, he cheated on me. We met her hi, my dog's down here. He's just smiling at me. We met her our sophomore year, and we were friends with her cousin at the time, and then I don't know why, but we just weren't friends with her cousin anymore, but we stayed friends with her. She's so sweet. She is really pretty, and she is nice, but, you know, it's just one of those things where you just start to see people for their true colors. I'm going to take my Fit Me and my 10 to cover up some of my pimples because my foundation, for some reason, it's full coverage, but it's just a little too prominent for me today. Also, don't mind my nose throughout this whole video. Like, it's peeling. I don't know what to do about it. I've been moisturizing this area, lotioning up, but it keeps peeling just because it's so dry. So if you see my makeup flake off at any point during this video, it's not the makeup. I do my makeup like this all the time, and it has never flaked off. It lasts all day, I promise. And it's just my nose being dry. This makeup is not horrible. I'm not bad at doing it, I promise. No, I promise. It's just flaky itself, not the makeup. So please don't mind that. I'm gonna go in with this NYX eye primer. We stayed friends with her all throughout the years. We've seen even closer this year, but, you know, it was just one of those things. I would say it's been going on for a while, but when I first started to notice was definitely in September, October. I'm also going to take this flat concealer brush and just spread this across my eye. That's when I started to notice, but it was also one of those things where it's like I pushed it off because I didn't want to believe it's real kind of thing, you know? So I pushed it off, and I didn't want to believe anything. I met probably some of the best friends I will ever have in my life. I met them this year. They're sophomores, I'm a senior, but honestly, I don't care. Friends are friends, right? They're just the best, honestly. So friend A and B, this is when they come in. Friend A and B, we had a class together for a school function thing that we do every year. It's like a long week function called Peacoat Week, right? I was ahead of a committee, and they were actually the only two girls that were helping me out with it other than James, but he wasn't in the class to help out. He just helped decorate when it came time to, but he wasn't helping out with, like, making them or anything. They were the ones helping out making and stuff like that. They were helping out with that, and they went in the hallway one day to do something, and they took pictures of, and we'll give her the name of Gwen, right? So Gwen and James were in the hallway together. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they have a concurrent class together. He was taking 2 concurrent classes, and I believe she was in both of those last semester. So they were together a lot because he only had 1 class at the high school other than concurrent, so he was not at the high school a lot. His concurrent was also 2 days a week. He only had a few classes a week. I'm not going to calculate that because I don't even care anymore. So they were seeing each other a lot though, right? So it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, whatever. Friend A took a picture of them talking together in the hallway. So I was like, okay, and I saw it and my heart dropped, but it was also one of those things where, oh, I don't want to believe it. It's fine. Let it be what it is. And so I brushed it off, and she showed me. She was like, she sent it to me, and then she showed me, and she's like, Lemisha, I don't know. This is a little suspicious. And they were all touchy and everything. And she's explaining what's happening, and I believe her fully. Like, I don't know why she would lie about that. I believe her. So, you know, I was just like, okay, well, it's fine. So that happened, and my friend B was like, but Lunisha, you really shouldn't. You should talk to him. So I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Also, I'm going to take my James Charles palette, and we're going to do some eye makeup. Also, I'm sorry about the background noise. My air comes on all the time, and it's so hot up here. So please don't mind the noise. I hope you can still hear me very well. I'll try to buff out the noise as much as I can. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. blending brush. This is the brush I use the most for my eyeshadow, so I'm just going to take this. See, I'm going to pat this bright pink shade on my lid called Skip. I'm going to pat that on my lid and just, I'm going to go for like a cut crease thing today and everything, so we're going to see how that goes. And like eyeshadow is the one thing I'm like really not good at, and I don't know, but I think I'm good. Other people think I'm good, but then I look at myself in the mirror too long and I'm like, that's awful. So I'm gonna do some training on it. So like actual class and training and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So I got sick one weekend, and this was absolutely funny to me, right? I was sick, could not get out of bed, kind of sick. So I was so sick, and James texted me and he was like, hey, it is Gwen's birthday. I'm gonna take her out to go shopping. Do you want to go? And I was like, oh, so glad you planned this. And I'm not the jealous type, well, kind of, but I was like, I'm sick today. He knew I was sick. Like, I was like, I'm sick. I just don't want to leave to go anywhere unless I have to. Can we maybe do this another day if you wouldn't mind? And he was like, no, actually, we're still gonna go. I'm gonna go with her. You can stay home and rest or whatever. And I was like, oh, well, I'd really like to go with you guys. Can we maybe go another? I'm not trying to be like selfish or anything. Like, hey, I don't want to go. I don't want you to go just because I can't go. But it's one of the things where I actually did want to go with them too. I wanted to celebrate with her, and I wanted to give her a gift, like, you know. So I wanted to go and have fun with them. Like, I wasn't trying to be selfish. And so he was like, no, I'm still gonna go. Boo. And he went with her, and they went shopping and everything. And I had his location, so I wasn't like trying to stalk him or anything, but I was tracking his location to see where they were. And they were downtown, which is fine. I was like, whatever. And now that I think about it, what were they doing downtown? Like, behind the scenes, what were they doing, right? So after it's all done, they went home. They weren't out that long, to be honest. And so, cute, everything. And I asked him when he got home, I was like, oh, what'd you guys do? He's like, oh, we went to this place. He didn't really describe what it was, but I don't know if it was like a thrift store or something. But I've never heard of it. He didn't even remember the name of it. But I was like, oh, I'd like to go. That's cute. He said he went and bought her a stuffed animal, and they got matching ones, which was kind of weird to me. It threw me off, to be honest. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, can you take me there? I'd really like to go get a stuffed animal. I'm a stuffed animal fanatic. As you could tell, right? I love stuffed animals, right? So I'm like, oh, I'd really like to go and get a stuffed animal. That'd be so cute. He kept saying he was going to go and take me, and it was going to be so cute, and we are going to have a great time, and he would get me a stuffed animal because he felt bad or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, that'd be great. I'd love that, right? So that didn't end up happening. In the long run, I actually still kind of am mad about it. He never took me. In hindsight, basically what he said was I was not special enough to go and do that with. So I was a little mad, right? Like, that hurt my feelings. Like, she can go, but I can't, kind of thing, you know? So yeah, so that happened, and that's when I knew things were getting a little fishy, more than normal, to be honest. Like, that's when I started really, really picking up on it. So I was getting a little mad, a little salty, and so they started hanging out more, and then that's when my hair appointment came up. This is before I got it pink. I went and got it blonde first, because you have to get it blonde because my hair's dark. So I went and got it blonde, and it was just a whole thing, right? Also, I'm going to take this shade called Mary and just blend that into it as well. Just give it some. And I have like cutted eyes, so it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to like cut it weird. But we'll see how this turns out, because this is actually kind of making me mad. Also, I'm gonna take this lighter shade called Pinkity Drinkity and blend that as well. We got my hair done, told my aunt, yeah, he's the one, whatever. And then I wanted to get my hair done just for his birthday, because his birthday was like coming up, and I wanted to look nice when I went to his house, because his mom, it wasn't his mom, he was living in a different house at this time because of his situation, and his, I guess, foster mom, they didn't really adopt him or anything, I don't think. So I'm gonna say like his foster mom or whatever, she doesn't like me. I don't know why. I try to be nice and everything. I did say some things in the past over text, and she got involved, which got my mom involved. I was like, just stay out of like high school conversations, because we were just beefing about something because he wasn't able to hang out, whatever, and I got mad. Like, that was my fault and everything, I will admit. But we were just fighting as we normally do. And it honestly wasn't that serious or anything. At that time, we did threaten to, he would threaten to break up with me, and then later he apologized, he never meant it. You know, we've all heard that in our lives. But no, I think she just didn't like me for that one reason. But I was extra, like, not extra, but I was, like, super nice to her. I'm really nice to everybody if they don't give me a reason not to be. Like, she just did not like me. But his dad liked me a lot, and we actually got along. We talked and everything, and, you know, so, you know, I was like, I want to look nice when I go over to his house. I want to look presentable and everything. And I didn't end up going because I got sick again. For you guys who didn't know, I have a really bad stomach issue. So that time was a stomach issue, but before then I was like, I ate something wrong, so I was sick. And then this time it's like allergy sick, so like so many things. But no, that time it was a stomach thing, and I was like, I just don't feel comfortable going over. I'm so sorry. But I did go to his work at the time and spend time with him and everything there to make up for it, because I was like, I felt bad. So he was like, yeah, don't worry about it, you don't have to come over, I totally understand. I was like, awesome, I appreciate it, we'll hang out another time. And I also got my dog in May, so it was hard for me to like go over there a lot and everything, because I needed to be home, because he is just a baby, so I needed to be home, and it was just hard. And so that one time that I was able to go over, I couldn't go over, and so I think that kind of made me set off his mom a little bit. I don't know the whole story, but I did. I felt really bad, and I hope he knows that. Like, I felt really bad. Spent time with him, and I think he was okay with it. And then literally he came over that Saturday because I invited him to go see Five Nights at Freddy's with me, because that's when that came out. So I wanted to take him to see it. I'm not a big horror movie person. I've never really seen horror movies, watched them or nothing. It's just not what I do. I'm more of like action, drama, thriller kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll take you to go see it. I'll pay for tickets. And I was like, we can go see it for your birthday. And it was like, yeah, cool. So we literally went and saw it. And he came over and I gave him all his presents. And, you know, it was fun. It was nice. And then literally we got Little Caesars pizza that night for dinner. And I got sick again. So that was great. But he knew I had issues, and he was totally fine with them. He was comfortable with them. He understood. I feel like he had a great birthday. He made my birthday great in September when I had my birthday party. His birthday was great. So, I mean, or I hope it was great. Like, I tried to make it the best it could be for him. And I really did love him so much. Like, if you asked anybody I knew, like, my grandma loved him like her own. And so, it was surreal. I don't even know. And then we talked to all these expensive gifts, like hoodies, clothes, stuff like this. And I kind of was a little jealous. I was like, okay, I get y'all are like friends and everything, but this is my man. You know what I mean? Like, is that just mean of me? Because, like, you know what I mean? So, I was like, oh, okay. yeah, thank you for getting him some clothes because he did need clothes. So I'm like, yeah, thank you. And I got him a hoodie. She got him a hoodie. It was just a lot of stuff. So I was like, oh, yeah, you got him a hoodie. That's so cool. And I've never seen him wear the hoodie I got him. He only wears the one that she got him. And I started to notice that. And I was a little sad, not gonna lie. Fast forward to, what was it, Thanksgiving, like in November? I had a family Thanksgiving birthday thing for my uncle and my little cousin and everything. We had like a Thanksgiving dinner with like a birthday for them like at the same time. And so he was invited to go because he was family at this time. Like he was family. So he was invited to go, and this for like first time in like forever, he was allowed to go with us out of town. Like his parents would not allow it. I didn't understand because like my dad's like one of the most trustworthy people ever, right? So wasn't allowed to go, but this time he was, so we were happy. And he went, and he was just dull. Like it was on a Saturday. That Friday he was dull. Like he just did not want to talk. Everything was just off, right? So I was like, oh, okay. I asked him and he would always say nothing, everything's fine, nothing. I was like, oh, okay, I hope so. And I just didn't want to pry or anything because maybe it was like another home situation. I didn't want to ask. So I was like, okay, I hope everything's fine. And so literally that Saturday we went, and he was fine that day. I think he was like putting on a show for like my family members because he didn't want to see like that. So, and especially since my girl was there, I think he was trying not to disrespect her. So it was one of those things. And you know, we all got matching cups that had our name on it. He had one. And fun fact, to this day, I still have it because he left it here, and I think he left it here on purpose. But no, I still have the cup. Like I told him I love you that day. Like we were helping take stuff to the car when it was over, and I told him, I was like, hey, I love you. And he was like, I was like, oh, okay. Like he didn't even say, he just bowed there. I was like, oh. Sunday he was just, I don't even know. Like Sunday, it was just weird. He was super not talkative. I know he had work, but he was just not talkative. He didn't want to deal with anything. He made me think I was the problem. So I didn't talk to him either, which I kind of regret that I wanted to talk to him after knowing what would happen the next day. But I was just like, oh, okay, we don't have to talk. It's fine. I totally understand. Monday rolls around. We have school. Oh, girl, I was feeling good. I woke up that morning in such a good mood. I was like, today's going to be such a good day. I had this performance coming up in one of my classes. I was feeling good. I was going to have such a good day. I had my first class. I was good. Christmas was coming up too. Like, ooh, girl. It was also the 27th, so it was like another month anniversary for us, for James and I. And feeling good. I was like, we're going to go hang with Quinn, I guess, at lunch today or whatever. And then we ended up not doing that. We just hung by ourselves, but it was like, whatever. But I was like, oh, okay. Then I had my acting class, and it was such a good class. Like, we had so much fun. We were preparing. Like, I was just having a really good day. Like, I was super energetic, and I was just like, I'm so ready to take on the world. At lunch, he was just super quiet. You know what I mean? He was on his phone, and I was trying to show him a TikTok. I was like, hey, look at this. This is so funny. He looked at me. He went, and then like went back to whatever he was doing, which was typing on his phone. And so I just dismissed it. I was like, whatever. I was like, he just wanted to be a bitch that day. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. I let it slide. And then literally as I was looking at TikTok, I was laughing too. I was having a good time, right? I just see this text notification pop up at the top of my screen. And it came from him. And I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I think we just need to be friends. And my heart dropped. Like, you ever get that moment where it's like your heart just falls out your butt? Yeah. And I already have so much anxiety as is. So I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No. So I opened the text, right? It was like a long text. And get this, he was sitting right next to me, texting this, writing it all out while I was like right next to me. And then he sent it to me in a text. And granted, the text was like, I couldn't see your face. I couldn't bear to see it. And I'm not going to talk about the whole text. I'm not going to read it because, like, that's not y'all's business. But, like, the highlight was like, he's like, I just can't do it anymore. Like, our relationship wasn't toxic, but it started to get toxic kind of thing. He was just like, I couldn't do it. Like, he said his words, I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. And that broke me. I was like, what did I do? And so I literally looked over and asked him, I was like, what did I do? And he's like, it's not you. And so I read the text, and in the text, he's like, it's not you. So I finished reading it. I was like, oh my God, no way. And so I was like, okay, this is not happening. So I got up and I hugged him, and I was like, you know, whatever it is, we could get through it together. And I was just trying to make everything feel better, because he obviously looked like he felt really bad, though. So I was like, okay, it'll be fine. We could, you know, it's fine. We could do it. Hey, editing me here. I also wanted to include the fact that James never came to see me. Like, he never wanted to see me during the relationship, never came to see me at work when I'd always go see him. So I wanted to add that in because that's very important. He never wanted to go see me, but he would always make time to do things with her. Also, always wanted me to come see him, never wanted to come see me. Got mad that he always came over to my house, but never understood why I couldn't go over to his. And it was a whole thing. So, had to throw that in there because I don't think I mentioned that in the story. So, also, I'm going to take my Fit Me concealer, and since I just cut my crease and I fixed it up a little bit, I'm going to fix it up a little bit more. But, I'm going to take this on the tip of my concealer brush, and I'm going to sharply cut it. So, I'm going to do that off camera real quick. Okay, so I cut my crease, and it looks so weird. I can't believe that he would just up and ditch like that before Christmas, too. Like, he said he got me a lot of gifts. I don't know whether to believe him now, but he said he got me a lot of gifts. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Love that. I got you a bunch of gifts too. Okay. So I was excited. Christmas, right? No, my world was like falling apart at this point. So I was like, okay. So I told him, I was like, hey, can we rest on the subject now? Talk about it later. You know, can we just like let it sit and just think about it? And he was like, yeah. So he's like, hey, I'll still walk you to class today, though. I was like, okay. But before we got up, I, like, kneeled down below him and I asked him, is it Quinn? He looked at me and he went, which is an obvious sign. Can you not move my camera? Obvious sign that it is. And so at that point, I went, and what was so funny is that day I was actually planning on talking to her, too. Like, not mean or anything, just like, hey, here's what's going on, here's what I think, here's what probably needs to happen, right? So I was actually planning on doing that. Yeah, that just like ruined everything. So I had to go to class, and the next class I had with friend A. Friend B wasn't in this class at the time anymore. I had friend A in this class. So I was like, okay, I'll tell her what's going on. Literally, I sat in the hallway. I didn't even walk into class. I sat in the hallway, and he walked me there, and he left. And I just sat there and I called my dad and I was like, James broke up with me. I don't know what to do. He was like, can we talk about it when you get home? I was like, I have work tonight. I just don't want to go and I won't be able to do it. And he was like, dude, we'll talk about it tonight. You're fine. So I was like, okay. So I literally sat in the hallway the whole class. The teacher came out. She's like, are you okay? And I just looked at her and I started bawling some more. Like, I cried for like an hour and a half straight. Because that's how long our classes are. And I was like, no, I'm not okay. She's like, okay, I don't want to ask right now. I'll let you can stay out here you can stay outside. You don't have to come into class. It's fine. I'm not going to mark you absent or anything. Or tardy. I was like, awesome. Let's go. So I sat out there. A few friends saw me. This one friend came out. And she asked what happened. Told her. And she's like, bro, that sucked. I was like, I know. And it was just a whole thing. And we were, like, always together. We were, like, a joint at the hip. Which my dad, I will admit, my dad did hate. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just like that with everybody. Like, I follow them and, like, I'm the lead in the group. I'm also, like, the follower of the group. If that makes sense. Like, if we look at it from, like, a Mean Girls perspective, I am definitely Regina George. But I also end up being, like, a Karen, Katie type. Like, I'm definitely Katie, like, follower to leader and leader to follower kind of thing. And the next day, we still met up after lunch at our usual spot. It was weird. He asked if we still wanted to hang out, and I was like, sure, we can do that. We went to We went to the back of the building. He's like, I need to go to my car real quick. And this time, normally I'm inviting. It's like, hey, let's go to the car. Fine. It just was not an inviting feeling. So I stayed inside and sat on the ground. And I started crying a little bit. I was like, I don't even know. Like, it just, and he walked in, he looked at me, and he walked, and then he met up with Quinn, who was actually right there, and they went, he just left me alone. Like, he didn't even say bye, nothing. It was kind of like a rude encounter, to be honest. I wasn't, like, invited or anything, and then you're just gonna up and leave me like that, and it just, it hurt me more, like, it broke me more. And he texted me more that night, and he actually introduced me to my favorite game and show, The Last of Us, and I literally could not look at my PlayStation for, like, 2 weeks. And then finally, one time I picked it up, and I just sat at the game, like, opening credit. I just sat there and I just looked at it. And I don't even know. Like, I just can't even explain. I'm actually going to make my wing. I'm going to take the pink shade Skip again and outline my eye. Eyeliner is my favorite thing to do on makeup. Like, I just love it so much. Like, eyeliner is just my thing. Like, I am known for my good eyeliner. I also like to start, like, I just, like, went off here. I also like to start, like, under my eye here and, like, bring it up, right? It just helps connect everything together. Skip to the next day, right? This is 2 days after we've been broken up, and we still meet again at lunch, and it's awkward as all get out, okay? Instead of straight up, like, going to the lunch line, getting lunch, and then doing whatever, literally, as soon as he saw me, we were talking, it was awkward. Because we met up in between classes, too, and it was just, like, awkward talk, and then we met up at lunch. So we met up the second day, and he was like, yeah, so Quinn's going to these clubs, like, we have different clubs at the school, like Yarn Club, Key Club, whatever. So he's like, yeah, she's going. I'm going to go with her, which was strange to me because I wanted to join some clubs at the beginning of the year, and I didn't because they were stupid and whatever to him. So it was just like, I never joined him because, you know, I wanted to be with him all the time, and if I did clubs, he would not go. So I never joined a club or did anything, and my grandma wanted me to, and I felt bad because now, like, you can still join in the middle of the year, but at this point, there's no point. And then literally after that day, we never met up at lunch anymore. He never waited for me. It was super weird. He always gave me dirty looks in the hallway. Like, I just never understood. So literally the next few days, I would always go out to my car and I would just cry. Like, I needed a good crying moment. I would cry to the point where my eyes were, like, puffy. Like, I was doing drugs puffy. Like, hardcore drugs. And then I actually started to see all the red flags. It's that moment where you start to see all the red flags. And it's like, oh, shit. Like, oh my God. Why did I stay with him after all that? One day out of the random, we had our winter formula that day. One day out of the random, he just blocked me that night off of everything. And in the text, he said he would never block me off anything. He'd always be there if I needed him. And one of the things which you never really can, you know, trust. But I was naive at that point. I was going to trust it. So I was like, okay, yeah, you're going to be here. It's going to be fine, right? He was not there all the time. And he blocked me. Like, he literally blocked me on everything. TikTok could not be found. Instagram could not be found. Snapchat could not be found. iMessage, he did not block me on there. So I was like, okay, at least that's good. Because I had to text him for Christmas stuff anyways. So he didn't block me on there. But I was like, this is so crazy, actually. And I also found out more information from my coworker. Because one of my coworkers had a class with him. Had his concurrent class with him and Quinn. And, she would actually tell me that they would every day and concurrent would actually get up together, leave, and go to the bathroom together. We're in high school. What do you think goes on when opposite sex goes to the bathroom together? What do you think is going to happen, right? So, like, okay. And this was happening while we were dating, by the way. And then she would say that literally they were all touchy-touchy and everything when we were together. And Quinn knew that we were together. And also, on another note, we would always hang out, like, not always, but sometimes at lunch we would hang out, or we'd get done with our lunch and we would see her, and we'd meet up with her and talk and everything. And literally, he would talk to her and make me look bad in front of her. Like, he would say things, oh crap, I can't even think of, like, an example. Like, he would just say things to make me look bad in front of her, and it would hurt my feelings. And I would call him out in front of her. I'm like, why would you say that about me? Some of it isn't even true, and even if it is true, you're making it seem worse than it is, you know. So I'm also putting some pink under my eye as well. Just to, I'm gonna blend that out. Also, eyeliner. Don't know who she is today, but she actually looks kind of good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye off camera real quick, and I will be back with finished eyes. Okay, so it's 30 minutes later. My voice has gotten worse. Okay, so I'm gonna try and wrap up this video as fast as I can. But essentially, the bathroom rumor thing, I'm not sure if it's true. Not sure if it's happened, or if it happened at all. But according to the pictures that friend A and B sent me, and what I've been told, they seem to be true. And the fact he did that when we were dating is what boggles my mind for real. And then next, I'm going to go in with my bronzing stick. I use the Maybelline City bronzer. It is really, really pigmented for me. But I'm just going to take a little bit and it just put that on there. Normally I like take a sponge and like blend it out as well because it turns a little orange sometimes. I don't know what that's about. But I'll tap that up here on my forehead as well. See how it creates orange? Yeah, it's orange. Let me grab my contour sponge. I'm just gonna blend this in. But I think that's like essentially the end of the story. I used to see him all the time and it would just be weird and he would give me nasty looks in the hallway for nothing. Like I never did anything. And the fact that he blocked me on everything is crazy. But he still has me at HBO Max and he still has me on like this PlayStation because we have a PlayStation. He bought me my PlayStation over the summer actually, my PS4, and I don't have my own account. Well, I have my own account, but I'm using his. So basically I get all his games and move it over to mine, and that's how all my games are. So if he were to not let me use his PlayStation, all my games and stuff would be deleted. So literally, he's been letting me use that, and he still has me in all of those, and we still have him on our Disney Plus. I don't want any beef there. Like, as long as he's still paying for it and lets us be on it, I don't have any beef, to be honest. Like, my favorite show, The Last of Us, is on Max. And then my favorite game, The Last of Us, is on my PlayStation. So I'm like, if I were to lose those, I would actually lose my mind and myself. Like, I could not imagine. So next, I'm going to take my blush. I use the Fit Me in shade 30. To be honest, I don't know. This blush is just not it for me. It's pretty and everything, but it takes so much to build up. Like right now, I'm like, I need a new one. I went and bought a liquid blush. Actually, I went and bought an e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand blush. This one. Right? Hate it. It is, I don't know. The consistency is gross. I don't like the shade, which is my error that I got the wrong shade. But the consistency is disgusting. I've been trying to find me a liquid blush for forever. And I can't find one. And so the guy at Ulta recommended me that one. And I don't like it. I don't. So if you have any liquid blush recommendations I can get at Ulta or order online, let me know. And I like to take some of my temples right here and like drag it down. I'm going to take some more of this blush and I like to go on my forehead because it just blends everything together. I am not like a red in the face person a lot, but I do like to have that redness on because it's just so natural to me. I'm going to spray a little bit of setting spray just to set everything. And I use the setting spray, Maybelline New York Lasting Fix. I love this setting spray so much. A bunch of people have told me that they've used this and that it doesn't work and it doesn't hold. I love it so much. It works so good. I'm also taking my Fit Me matte powder. It's almost all used up. I do have me another one in shade 105, and I'm taking my little sponge here and I'm just pressing that in. I don't feel like baking today. Sometimes I do bake, but I just don't feel like it today because my face is already so dry as it is. So I'm just not going to do that today. And I'm going to go in with my Fit Me concealer again and only do a little bit. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of this powder. I'm going to let these 3 dots sit there for a second and just set that as well. And then I'm going to go back in with my mini beauty sponge and just tap that in here. And next, I'm going to do my eyebrows and my lashes. So I don't like to fill in my brows. There's no point. My brows are full. they do need to be cleaned up a little bit, as you can tell. But my brows are full, and so I just brush them out, make sure they look nice and neat, because like right here, a little hair will stick out, so I like to just brush her in place, just make sure everything's good. And then I will curl my lashes. I don't curl for that long just because that works so good. It's my CoverGirl lash curler. It works actually really good. And so I'll just brush them out. Some days I won't do mascara, but today is a day that I will just because I feel like it. But on my mascara, there's only a few steps left after this. I promise. This video is being a little bit longer than what I want it to be. But the whole point of the video is to tell what's been going on. So that's exactly what happened. I was not expecting that from him. And literally, in the acting class I'm in, because I'm in it again this semester, literally there's some new people in there. And one of my old friends, let's call her Ellie, right? Ellie, she's in this class. And we were talking, and I just brought up, I don't remember what we said. This literally just happened literally like 2 days ago. We were talking about James and everything. And we brought up, I'm like, yeah, that's why you cheated or something. I don't remember exactly what happened. And she's like, what? Like, she was shocked. She's like, what? Is that why you guys haven't been hanging out together? It's not like she, like, watches us, but she just noticed. She's like, is that why? Like, I'm so confused. I was like, yeah, that's why. We just cheated on me. And she's like, with who? And so I told her, and she's like, no way. And literally, when I told everyone in the acting class the first semester, they were all shocked because she also ran for class president last year for this year. And it was just one of those things where it was like, that wouldn't look so good, babe, would it? Now that this happened. And everyone, as far as I know, was on my side because they're like, how could she? That's like girl code, friend code, like what? My grandma was shocked. Everybody was mouth drop, right? So when I told Ellie, she was like, what? Oh my God, tell me what happened. So I told her what happened. She's like, yeah, I used to be friends with her too. And Quinn still snaps me all the time. And she always purposely snaps me with his hoodie on. One that I know that he has, that he's worn. She purposely snaps it with it on. And I think she does it to maybe get in my head or hurt me or whatever. Or maybe she just does it and doesn't even realize, but like, almost every single snap, like 9 times out of 10, she has it on. Or something of his on. Or it'll be, like, she'll send a picture of in her mirror, and he'll be in a picture in her, like, stuck on her mirror. And I think it just tries to hurt me. I tried to be nice at our winter formal because she was there with another guy. Actually, we have picture proof. We sent it to James, and he seemed upset, but we didn't say anything. She was with her whole other guy, and I was trying to be nice, and my eyes watering. I was trying to be nice, but now I'm like, I'm not nice anymore. My New Year's tradition, I don't believe in New Year's tradition, but my New Year's tradition was to piss more people off and start drama when necessary. And right now, it is necessary, because I trusted her, and I loved her, and I loved him, and now it's like behind my back stabbing kind of situation. So next, I do fake freckles just because I have some, you can kind of see them, but I like to bring them back because they're freckles. Freckles are cute, duh. So I get this from the Dollar Tree, actually. It's called Bee Color Freckle Pen, and I get it in dark brown. I like to put it on my finger and like dab it on my nose because it gives me that more real effect. And then I'll put some on my cheeks. I'll make like a W shape here. And I'll do like, I'll connect the bridge of my nose as well. And just do 2, and I'll just, see, it's just that natural, like a little effect there. And then I'll actually put just some random ones on my forehead, because I do have some random ones on my forehead. So I'll just go ahead and do those as well. And then I'll actually take this again. And then, since it's like with the leftover powder, I'll run that along the freckles. And it like presses them in and gives them like the more real look, you know what I mean? So it gives them like a skin look, which I love. And then next, highlighter. And that will be just about it, actually. So I do 2 types of highlighter. So I do the Revolution. This, you know, the print has come off, but the Revolution, and I'll take it off. And actually, you know what's funny? My cap is broke, so it's actually 2 pieces now, but it does stay together. So I'll take this little brush that I got from Ulta. It's like a 2-sided brush. I normally take the fluffy side. I take that and I run that along top of my lip, and I'll actually do my brow. And I'll take my finger and I'll run it along my cheek and just blend it out with my finger. So that's my first one I use. And then my second one I use, I love this thing, by the way, my Jumbo NYX pencil. And I take that under my eye right here, and I'll take it like above and under my eye and above, and then I run it along my top, the bridge of my nose, and then I'll make a big circle, then at the top, and then I actually like to put it at the bottom here, and then I'll blend it out as well, and then I'll touch it up again if I need to. I will literally take this fluffy brush I got from Ulta. Ulta's like my go-to place. Oh, and there's Onyx. I'll take my fluffy brush and I'll just go over everything, make sure everything's good, and then I'll put some chapstick on, which I'm gonna do off camera, and then take my setting spray once again, and then that is actually it. Normally I do like sometimes a little less, a little more. Today's all I'm gonna do because I have it for work. I'm just gonna dry my face. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I hate that this took so long, actually. Like, this is a long video, but the fact that I'm also spilling tea. Oh, hi Onyx. This is Onyx. This is my boo-boos. But I was also spilling tea. But now that you guys know, if you guys have any questions, DM me, ask me. If you know if you have my number, text me, ask me, because I'm open to talk about anything. But that's essentially what happened. I wanted it to last forever. I wanted us to go to prom this year. Just, you know, we were already talking about like college, when we were gonna move out, where we were gonna live, what were we gonna have, what are our dreams, and we talked about it. We were so prepared and ready. And then for me, that's just changed. And he said he's been thinking about it since he broke up with me in November. On our month anniversary, he broke up with me November 27th. He said he's been thinking about it since April. Like the second week in April 2023? He said he's been thinking about it then, but he went to my dad's birthday party, my birthday party, had his birthday, and everything without an issue, but he was still thinking about it, which is what got me. The fact that he lied to me and my family is what, it was not cool. Tell me what you want more videos about. I will make them. I'm so sorry that this has been pushed off for so long, and I didn't want to push it off any longer, and I'm so sorry that I'm sick. I'm sorry that my nose is probably bothering you this whole video, sorry that my voice is probably bothering you the whole video, but I did not want to wait any longer to make this, because it'll take me forever to edit. So, but I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys like the story. Just comment down what you want to see more from me. I have one more video planned, like already planned, ready to go. So just let me know. Like, I'm super excited. So I'm gonna get ready for work because I have an hour before I need to leave. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and just comment what you want to see. All right? I love you guys so much. Bye.